For my culminating project, I worked in Western Washington University's student garden, the Outback. Here's myself in the yellow boots with a drop-in work party. We worked in the forest garden of the Outback, preparing the beds for springtime by removing buttercup plants, as they are an invasive species. After removing the buttercups, we laid down a layer of mulch for the purpose of preventing weeds and other invasive species from growing in that location and to help retain water and nutrients in the soil. What is really awesome about the forest garden is that it is currently a late secondary succession community, meaning it is a very well-balanced ecosystem. There's a lot of biodiversity not only in the wildlife but plant life as well. In a late secondary succession community, the soil is very, very nutrient-rich, eliminating a lot of need for fertilizer. The addition of excess artificial fertilizer in the garden would most likely lead to eutrophication of surrounding bodies of water. If bodies of water are exposed to excess nutrients, such as those that come from the runoff of farming projects that utilize fertilizers, this can cause algae blooms, which steal resources from other plants in the body of water. These other plants then die and float down to the bottom. As they decompose, oxygen becomes depleted, creating a dead zone. So while there may be an excess of oxygen at the surface of the water, there is a dead zone at the bottom. This leads to an environment being uninhabitable and completely destroying the biodiversity. We know that Earth's population is well over 7 billion and continuing to grow. But what we need to be aware of is Earth's carrying capacity. It's not the space that's an issue. That's just fine. We have to be concerned about our resources. Food and water are simply what we need to live, but we do not have enough land space to make enough food to sustain our population. If we do not figure out a solution quick enough, humans will reach their carrying capacity, and the population will begin to die off. To combat the possibility of food shortage supply, most food in the world is made through large-scale agricultural production. There are many different agricultural techniques that occur through these productions, but unfortunately they are not going to solve our problems. One current solution that is being used by large industrial agricultural companies is to utilize GMOs, which are genetically engineered organisms that yield large crops to feed many people. There are both benefits and risks to using GMOs. One issue that seems to be very important right now in terms of genetically engineered crops is that the turnover rates for crops is very quick, which takes less time from seed to market. The issue, however, arises with topsoil. There's hardly any time for the topsoil to rebuild the nutrients it needs to produce its crops, leading to the addition of artificial fertilizers, which, as we know, can lead to eutrophication. Unfortunately, these large industrial agricultural productions also use pesticides such as Roundup, which kills all organisms in the soil, excluding the crop, decreasing the biodiversity of the environment. The Outback Garden does not use practices like this because Earth needs a more sustainable agricultural practice in order to support all of its inhabitants and help keep a balanced ecosystem as well as biodiversity.